Hello, welcome to this ninth video of lesson Basic Concepts in Geometry. In previous 8 videos, we have learned about the basic concepts and the related terms. Now we are moving to see how we can solve a proof. But before going for a proof, we have to know certain terminology related to proof. So what is that we are going to see in this video? Okay. So today we are going to see the conditional statements and converse. What does this mean? Now conditional statement is what? The statement which can be written in the if-then form. Which form we have to write? If-then form is called a conditional statement. Means if this is fulfilled, then this will happen. So there is a certain condition in that. If this situation or this condition is fulfilled, then we get result of this. So this, when we write the given statement in the if and then form, it is called conditional statement. Okay. Now the part of the statement following if. So we have seen we are going to write the statement in the if and then form. So the part of the statement which is going to follow if is called antecedent. That is the previous part. So if this is going to be fulfilled, this is antecedent. And the part following that is called the consequent. Okay. So when we are converting the given statement into conditional, the part following if is called antecedent and the part following then is called consequent. If antecedent part is fulfilled, then we get the given consequent. Okay. Now what is the converse of this? Now converse is if the antecedent and consequent in the given statement are interchanged. What we are going to do? Antecedent and consequent we are going to interchange. Then we get the converse of the given statement. Okay. We are going to see all this with the example also. But my dear friends, students, here I want you to know that converse of all statements are not true. We write the converse, but sometimes it may be true, sometimes it may not be true, it may be false also. But we are going to just write how to write the given statement in the conditional statement and its converse. Okay, let's take the first example or first statement. So in my example 1, the given statement it is the diagonals of a square are congruent. Okay. So this is the given statement and which is true also. So we know that a square is a type of a quadrilateral where all sides are equal as well as each angle is a right angle. Correct? So this is called, this type of the quadrilateral is called a square. There are two conditions that all sides equal as well as each angle is a right angle. And these diagonals of square are congruent. Okay, this is the statement given to us that diagonals of a square are congruent. Here we do not find any if and then word. But we need to write this statement in if and then form to get our conditional statement. So to write this conditional statement, what we have to focus? The information is given about what? So the information is given about the diagonal of a square. So we are talking something about diagonal of a square. And what is a square? A square is a type of a quadrilateral. And so at the type of the quadrilateral square, its diagonals are congruent. So the first thing, the given quadrilateral should be a square. If this fulfills, then consequent part will be diagonals are congruent. So actually the statement, conditional statement we should write like this. From this word square we will write if the given quadrilateral. Why it is quadrilateral? Because the square is a type of quadrilateral. So if the given quadrilateral is a square, okay, then what? That its diagonals are congruent. So we have to identify the key word and what type of it is. Accordingly we can write. So the condition is what? So there should be a given quadrilateral and it should be a square. This is your conditional. Or you can say this part following if is your antecedent. Okay. and the part following then, its diagonals are congruent. This part is consequent. Okay. So here we have written the given statement in the conditional statement form. If the given quadrilateral is a square, then its diagonals are congruent. And we have identified which part is antecedent. From here to here it is antecedent, from its to congruent it is consequent. Now to get the converse of this given statement, what we have to do? We have to interchange the antecedent and consequent part. Now this converse we can write after if we will write consequent part. So if the diagonals of a quadrilateral are congruent. Now here we will not write its, if its diagonals are congruent. Its means what? Its means type of the quadrilateral. So if the diagonals of a quadrilateral are congruent, then it is a square. Then it is a square. Okay. So this part, the diagonal of the quadrilateral are congruent, which was consequent, has become here antecedent, and it is a square has become the consequent. So you can see that this antecedent and consequent has been changed in the converse. Now if we just read converse, and we can see whether it is true or false. Okay. So if the diagonals of quadrilateral are congruent, then it is a square. Is it true? It is not. It is true, but not always a true, because if diagonals of quadrilateral are congruent, then either it may be square or it may be rectangle. So we cannot say that this statement is perfectly true. Okay. But still we have just learned how to write the converse. Let's take one more example. The given statement, a prime number is even or odd. We know prime number starts with 2, then 3, and then 5, 7, 11 and so on. So 2 is the only one prime number. So prime number can be either even or odd. This is the statement. So how can we write the conditional statement? So there is a number. So if a number is a prime, so if the given number is a prime, this is condition, then it is even or odd. Okay. So this is your conditional statement. So this given statement we have written in the form of conditional statement. The part following, if the number is prime, this is your antecedent, and then part following that, it is your consequent. Now to write it from here to here, okay, even or odd. Now to get its converse, we have to interchange this part to get its converse. So if a number is even or odd, you can see that consequent of the original conditional has become as antecedent, then the number is a prime number. The number is a prime number. Okay. So this way, in this video, we have learned what is the meaning of conditional statement and converse. Now, whenever given statement, we have to prove. In the proof part, if it is not in the conditional form, we have to make it into conditional statements, and from that we can draw the figure and we can write the proof part. Okay. So this is very important pre-part of the learning proof in your geometry. I hope you have understood this. Thank you. In the next video, we will see how to solve sums from the practice set 1.3. If you like this video, don't forget to like and share. And if you are not yet subscribed the channel, please subscribe. Thank you.